11 p.m. on a Monday, and we are going to lift late as hell. But it's all right. It's an arm day. And these do take a lot of time because arms is a balancing act. You want to hit them fast and hard. You want to get a good pump. But you don't want to jump into sets too willy-nilly too quickly because then your volume kind of gets messed up. You get far less reps and not as much work out of there. Like, right, the recuperation time, I should say, is a little tricky with arms. Like you're doing a heavy bench press, take 2-3 minutes. So I'm good to bench press again. Arms got to be a bit faster, but I need them to recuperate enough for me to meaningfully push that next set to where it needs to go. If I jump in too quickly, I might be still too pumped up, and I haven't recuperated enough where now I'm getting far less reps, and I'm not actually getting as good a work out of the reps because I'm still so fatigued. I'm not feeling things how I need to. You want to feel the muscle stretch out. I don't know why I said that word. Stretch out, and then you want to be able to contract it correctly. If you're too fatigued, you kind of throw that process off. You start not feeling things as they should. So it's important to try and figure out a good rhythm for you. And I have a lot of sets to do on my arm day. That's the big part of why it takes so long. Because I'm like my first opening lifts are like cable curls and then tricep push downs, and it's 5 sets each. That's already 10 sets right there. And I got 4 other lifts after that, all 4 sets each. So what is that? It says 26 working sets right there. It's a lot of working sets, man. But I'm on a high volume routine. I have been for quite a while. I will say I'm feeling particularly banged up. Despite being on cycle, I'm pretty banged up right now. I would be very happy to get off of stuff at the moment. The plan is till the end of the month. Then I'm going to take a good chunk of time off, and then I'm going to start prepping for a show in June, possibly early July. So that's the plan, because you don't want to stay on throughout all that too, because prep is just dieting really aggressively on top of taking additional things. It's not good to run all the way through being on stuff. It's just like, if you don't, I care enough about my health to not do ignorant things to worsen it, because the fact of the matter is, when you're doing stuff to enhance yourself, the goal is not to be healthy. There's no way you're going to do that and be healthy, but you can be less unhealthy than the next guy by taking precautions and sort of being methodical and smart about how you want to do stuff. And that's the plan. That always has been the plan. And I've gotten a lot of good gains out of this these past few months. I definitely gained a lot of ground size-wise. However, I've been bulking up well past the point of it being beneficial. I kind of reached the point where my digestion's getting messed up, slamming so much food repeatedly. Because this is over a year and some change of slamming food this hard. It's a lot harder to grow than to hold on to muscle. So building new tissue, very difficult. It's that, and just like over time eating all that food as well, I tipped over to where now I'm putting on more body fat than muscle gain at this point. I'd be surprised if I am putting on any additional muscle gain right now, but it's getting sloppy is what I'm saying. It's getting sloppy, and I don't like that, because if the body fat gets a little too out of control, well, now you got to diet longer when you're leaning out, and the longer you diet, the more muscle you're going to end up losing on the back end, regardless of how much stuff you take. You got to realize that. Maybe you're brand new to taking stuff, you're newer to lifting, you'll be able to hold on to all of that, most of it, if not all of it. But when you're years and years down the road, it's just not going to happen. You can't barely eat food and think that drugs are going to make up for that. It's not. You will lose muscle, regardless of what you're taking. But, you know, taking stuff, like, imagine if you weren't taking stuff, like, you would just be peeling off muscle like crazy, doing the controlled starvation that we call cutting. And so you're holding on to a greater percentage than you would, but don't get mistaken, you are still losing muscle. And people don't like to believe that. But if you've been around the block a few times, you'll understand that it's correct to think that way. So I want to be very excited when this workout's over, just because it's kind of late and I'm getting tired of putting myself in situations where I'm not getting my full 8 hours of sleep prior to work. So I'm going to probably get out of this workout at 1 a.m. Then I have to drink my shake and then eat another time. So that's going to probably push me into going to bed at like 2:30ish. And I got to wake up at 9 o'clock to get ready for work. So, I mean, it's not like there's no sleep, but there's definitely not enough. And we want to have more sleep consistently so we don't feel how I currently feel, which is banged up. Because I could, you know, if I was getting 8 hours all the time, no hiccups, and I could still feel banged up, don't get me wrong. But when you're not sleeping as much and then, you know, you're feeling pretty banged up, like, you could end up feeling banged up a lot sooner than you would otherwise if you were getting enough rest. And it would take a lot more to bang yourself up if you're getting adequate rest. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying there. Anyway, I'm going to get in here and do this workout. Thanks for watching a fuzzy video of me talking about nothing. But I like bodybuilding. I'm glad to be here. I'm going to go train my arms.